All right, we're back for part two. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with the Work Your Light Oracle cards. We're going to read into those. So, first off, we have the Ever Unfolding Rose cracked open. Let me show you. It says cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it. To let life crack you open to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as much as triumphs and adventures. Whenever you find yourself at the moment life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you, not to you. And one day, in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Let it crack you open. And so, Sagittarius, a lot of you could be dealing, like we said in part one, with a breakup, a separation. And so this could just be very challenging for you right now, just because you probably felt very connected to this person. You probably thought that things were going to go further than they did. But like we already said, you made the right decision, okay? And it's okay. Nothing lasts forever and things end. And yes, it's a painful process, but something always comes in to replace what has been lost. That's just how energy and the universe works. Okay? When one thing dies, then another thing is born. Okay? Um so it's just talking about, some of the pain or the hardship that you're experiencing or feeling right now. It's just like it's on purpose because it's trying to open up your heart, crack open your heart because you may have hardened your heart in the past. And so the universe maybe had used this situation or this person to help to crack you open so that you can attract your true abundance into your life, okay? So whatever you're experiencing, it's for a reason, and just allow it. Surrender to the process and give yourself some grace and don't be hard on yourself as well. But also just know that everything that's happening is happening for you. You're getting all the tools that you need right now for that thing that you're manifesting. That thing that you're manifesting, everything that you're going through right now is preparing you. It's priming you. It's getting you ready so that when you get there, you can maintain it and you can keep it. You have all the tools that you need to continue to have that blessing in your life. Okay? To keep and maintain that blessing. Okay? So next is going to be boundaries, which says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? So, whatever this is teaching you, Sagittarius, it's definitely been teaching you something or two about boundaries and about, over giving or people pleasing. And it's like you have these boundaries up to protect yourself from being on the end of being used up or oversharing, over giving too much of yourself, not pouring into yourself as much as or more than you pour into other people. So it says you are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. That part. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally, which means giving without expecting anything in return. You're just giving because you want to give. You're not expecting anything back. You're giving because you want to give. You're not doing it because I want something on the back end. Like, that's not it. So, when your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is trying to communicate with you? Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries, Sagittarius? So I'm sure that you can think of some ways that you can implement some better boundaries. Just, this is something to protect yourself and keep yourself safe and secure. It's like, boundaries don't have to be, they should not be fear-based. Boundaries should be love-based. You put up boundaries so that you can create a more healthy dynamic with people around you. When you don't have the proper boundaries, it really allows for the situation or the relationship to just be like chaotic and just have no, a lot of the things that are needed, which are like respect and reciprocity and harmony and love and connection and when you don't have the proper boundaries, all those things get mixed up, screwed up, and it starts to be instead codependency, attachment issues, abandonment issues. It's the lower echo, but we don't want to operate in that. So that's why we keep our boundaries strong. So the last card is don't dim to fit in. So it says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? This is about when you are not being your full expression of yourself to make someone else comfortable. When it's like you might have someone in your environment who normally you will always be going out with your friends, or you will be staying out late, or you will be singing, listening to certain music or something. But because there's a person in your environment, you might be changing your behavior to be less of that because you don't want to have problems. But also, I feel like this person may be in your space. So why would you be dimming your light to allow this person to be in your space? That's backwards. How about I amplify my light? And if you want to still stay here, then that's cool. But if not, it's going to run you off anyway. And that's how you know who your people are. But let me read. Don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We are all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding and you are part of the universe. So expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice and slowly back away. They are not for you and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light anyway. Flowers don't open and close according to who is walking by. They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you or you make them uncomfortable, it's because you are shining light on the fact that they are dimming to fit in. By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn on their light too. Or not. Keep your light on anyway. All relationships are essentially a energetic agreement. The moment one person decides to start rising up and allowing their light to shine, it changes the energetic agreement and can create some waves. That's completely normal. The relationships that are meant to last will adapt to the change in energy. Others won't because they were likely born under the proviso of, I love you as long as you don't shine brighter than me. That's okay. Not all people are meant to be in your life forever, but the lessons they teach us can still live on. best possible decision